Well, hello again. Anthony Bell here once again, and just finishing up a few honeydews for the missus, and thought I would talk to y'all today about green building. No, I'm not gonna get angry and turn into the Incredible Hulk or anything, but the subject is a trending. It's trending throughout our society today. What a research study by MIT students found that even the lowest carbon footprint American is double that of the global average. So we've got a huge carbon footprint out there. And what green building is, it's environmentally sustaining building that's designed and constructed and it's operated and it's to minimize the environmental impacts. Well, while not all of us can go totally green, each one of us can do our part in the day-to-day by doing it just a little bit greener. Three areas that I would like to talk about and discuss with y'all are our home projects, our choices of electricity, and even house buying trends today. So let's start off with our home projects. They should include, recycled products, which are being made every day by things that we just throw away. One of the things are the plastic milk jugs and plastic water bottles. They're recycled and made into lumber, plastic 2x4s, and people are using them instead of wood. A plastic 2x4 is excellent in building materials because it can be used for building patio decks that are resistant to insects. They are sturdy and strong, and besides all that, they don't rot when they're weathered out. Some other recycled products that people are using nowadays are glass. They take and recycle the glass and make them into tiles, which can be used for flooring, be used for countertops and backsplashes, and they've made all kinds of designs and mosaic tiles, and they're cheaper and they're affordable. And we're not having to use the resources from the earth. These same kind of recycled products, like the lumber, can be used for cast moldings, like for park benches that sit up on the front porch. They can make the casting molding out of the hard plastic, and the lumber for the bench seats and slats out of the lumber, and the whole thing can be nothing but reused plastic, thus bringing our carbon footprint down. Another thing that the glass can be used for, they can grind it up and use it in water filtration systems such as your swimming pool. Instead of sand, it catches the large debris. It's easy to backwash, and it's a real good multi-purpose use for the recycled goods. The second area I'd like to touch base is electricity choices. Researchers have found that power plants that burn fossil fuels generate electricity and emit tons of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. So many people have started turning to alternative power sources. Some of those alternative power sources have been solar power, and you're starting to see them pop up on people's roofs or out in the yards, and they've even gotten so good they have what's called a photovoltaic film, which is now being applied to concrete, it's being applied to glass, it's being applied to roofs. It's a real thin film that is resistant to the weather and generates all kinds of electricity, about twice as much as what the original solar panels could do. Plus, they're not subject to the weather as bad as the original solar panels with glass. They don't break, and they're weatherproof. Another form of alternative electricity, people have started going to wind turbines. I used to call it just a good old-fashioned windmill out there. But a wind turbine generates electricity, and it also uses the natural resources of the wind. And as long as we have a sun out there shining and causing air masses to move around, warm and cold air masses to move around, we're going to have wind. So we will have wind-powered turbines out there collecting that energy. Now, not only do we have these alternate sources of electricity, we can do our part inside the house too by buying appliances that are energy efficient. One of the best ways is our light bulbs. An incandescent light bulb, man, that's a thing of the past. Now we have what's called CFLs, compacted fluorescent light bulbs. Well, even those are getting to be a has-been because we're doing LEDs. Now, LEDs use about 20 to 25% less electricity than the original incandescent bulbs, and they last up to 2 to 3 times longer. Another cost-saving appliance that people are using in their houses are tankless hot water heaters. How that does is a regular hot water heater continually heats this certain amount of electricity, a certain amount of water, say it's a 50-gallon tank, all day long, keeping it at that same temperature, so it's constantly using electricity. Now, a tankless one only uses what water needs, electricity to heat up the water that needs to be used. The tankless ones not only conserve electricity, they also have conserving water, so you're not using an excess of water. Now, according to the U.S. Green Building Council, green building is growing trend all across the country. The U.S. has received more imports than they do exporting goods nowadays. So out by these seaports, they have vast amounts of cargo containers. These cargo containers are starting to be put to use in the green building industry by constructing homes out of them. These homes, the containers are made of a strong steel which doesn't rust like your normal steel. Say if you have a car out in the rain, out in the weather, and a rust forms, and you go up and you rub on it, and it flakes off. Well, and eventually there's going to be a hole right there. Well, what this steel does is sort of like copper. It will have a patina form on it, and then it's done, and it kind of seals itself. So these strong steel containers are excellent for making modular homes. They can be designed modular in a factory somewhere or in a yard, and they can turn around and reassemble them on the job site. Another growing trend are tiny houses. Now, these tiny houses are built on trailer frames, so they're mobile for one thing, and they don't have such a carbon footprint because they utilize recycled wood. They'll take wood off old barns or out of scrap yards. They use solar power to generate. They incorporate LED lighting, and they also use composite waste systems. So basically these little tiny houses can be completely off-grid if that's what the person wants. Now, we've gone through all these different things all the way up to what we can do here at the home and our projects, and we've gone into products and our choices of electricity, and we've gone into the new house buying and the new trends for building. I would encourage all of you do-it-yourselfers, contractors, builders, or homeowners, before you start that next project, find out how you can make it just a little bit greener. Leaving a small carbon footprint should be the goal of every American. Whether you're starting a home project, changing your electrical needs, or even thinking about buying a new home, please remember to put a little color into it and go green. If you're wondering where your home is on the green scale, visit builditgreen.org and you can take a little survey and then check out where you stand. Thanks a bunch. I got some more honeydews to do, so we'll talk at you next time. Thank you.